Another headline. Another invasion of privacy. Another moment stolen from what should be the most precious time of her life. Millie Bobby Brown stares at the screen, her hand instinctively moving to her growing belly. The world thinks they know her story, but they don't know what it's really like to be 19, pregnant, and trying to build a marriage under the relentless glare of a million spotlights. This is the untold story of how a girl who saved Hawkins learned to save herself. Picture a cold morning in Atlanta, 2016. An 11-year-old girl with a British accent walks onto the set of a show called Stranger Things. She has no idea that in less than a decade, she'll be navigating motherhood while the world watches her every move. Millie's childhood ended the moment she said her first line as 11. The buzz cut, the fake blood, the screaming fans who followed. Her home, fame hit her like a freight train, and she was just a kid trying to hold on. I lost my childhood, she would later confess in interviews. But what she didn't say was how terrifying it felt to grow up with millions of strangers feeling entitled to her life. By 15, she was exhausted. The red carpets felt like battlefields. Every smile was performed. Every laugh was calculated. Then came the dating rumors, the speculation, the invasive comments about her body, her choices, her worth. Social media became a weapon pointed directly at her heart. You're too young for this. You're growing up too fast. What happened to the innocent girl we knew? Every post dissected. Every outfit analyzed. Every friend questioned. She started staying home more. Started saying no to events. Started building walls that even her closest friends couldn't penetrate. But walls can't keep out loneliness. In 2021, something shifted. A friend of a friend mentioned a guy named Jake. Not Jake the actor or Jake the influencer. Just Jake's son, of a rock legend. But somehow still refreshingly normal. Their first conversation lasted for hours. He didn't ask about Stranger Things. He didn't want selfies. He just talked to her like she was a person, not a brand. He saw me, Millie would later tell her friends, not 11. Not the actress, just me. Jake Bongiovi grew up understanding fame from the sidelines. His father, Jon Bongiovi, had taught him that celebrity was just a job, not an identity. When Jake looked at Millie, he saw a girl who laughed too hard at his bad jokes, who cried during romantic comedies, who could spend hours talking about books and dreams and everything except the entertainment industry. Their relationship bloomed in secret corners, coffee shops with back exits, walks on empty beaches, phone calls that stretched past midnight. For the first time in years, Millie felt like a teenager. The paparazzi caught them eventually. They always do. The photos were grainy but unmistakable. Millie and Jake, fingers intertwined, walking through Central Park like any other young couple in love. The internet exploded. She's too young. He's using her for fame. This won't last. The comments cut deep, but this time, Millie had someone to weather the storm with her. Jake's response was simple and powerful. He made his Instagram private. He stopped engaging with the noise. He chose her over the spotlight every single time. He protected me when I couldn't protect myself. Millie confided to her sister by 2022, their relationship had found its rhythm. Jake would visit film sets, bringing her favorite tea and stupid memes to make her laugh between takes. Millie would fly to New York just to have dinner with his family. Jon Bongiovi welcomed her with open arms. Here was a girl who made his son smile like he hadn't seen in years. She's got a good heart, Jon told friends. And she makes Jake happy. That's all I need to know. But happiness in the public eye comes with a price. Every milestone became a media event. Their first red carpet together. Their first vacation photos. Their first anniversary post. The world watched their love story unfold. Like a reality show they never signed up for. The pressure was suffocating. "Do you ever wonder if we would have worked if we were just normal people?" Millie asked. Jake won. Night tears streaming down her face. "We are normal people," he replied, holding her close. "We just happen to live extraordinary circumstances." Then came 2023, the year that changed everything. Jake proposed during a quiet weekend at his family's home. No cameras, no social media announcement. Just two people who had found their forever in each other. The ring was simple. The moment was perfect. But even their engagement couldn't remain private for long. Someone leaked the news. Someone always leaks the news. The headlines were immediate and overwhelming. Millie Bobby Brown, engaged at 19. Too young to marry. Stranger Things stars, shocking engagement. The criticism was brutal and personal. Strangers felt entitled to opinions about her life's choices. Comment sections became battlegrounds of judgment and hate. "Let them talk," Jake told her as they planned their wedding. "We know what we have." The wedding was a masterclass in privacy. A small ceremony in May 2024, surrounded only by family and closest friends. The location kept secret until the last moment. Security tighter than a presidential visit. Millie walked down the aisle to Jake. And for those few hours, the rest of the world disappeared. The photos they shared were beautiful, intimate, real, but even joy couldn't silence the critics. "She's throwing her career away. Marriage at 20. She'll regret this. What's the rush?" The newlyweds learned to tune out the noise. They focused on building their life together. Jake supported Millie's career decisions. Millie supported Jake's business ventures. They were becoming a team. Then, in late 2024, came the news that would change their lives forever. Millie was pregnant. The positive test sat on their pH bathroom counter for an hour before either of them could speak. "Are we ready for this?" she whispered. "Are we ever ready for anything?" Jake replied, his hand finding hers. They spent weeks in quiet preparation before telling anyone. Doctor appointments under fake names. Prenatal vitamins hidden in vitamin bottles. Secret conversations about cribs and names and the future. The announcement, when it came, was carefully crafted, a simple Instagram post. A photo of baby shoes next to wedding rings. "Now, 2025 is going to be our biggest adventure yet." The response was immediate and divided. Supporters flooded the comments with love and congratulations, but the critics were louder, as they always are. "She's too young to be a mother. Her career is over." What about Stranger Things? Millie deleted the app from her phone. The next day, pregnancy in the public eye is a special kind of hell. Every photo analyzed for belly bumps. Every outfit scrutinized for hints about due dates. Every public appearance dissected by strangers who think they own pieces of her life. The paparazzi followed her 2 doctor appointments. Photographers hid in bushes outside restaurants. Headlines speculated about everything from her weight gain to her relationship status. "They're treating me like a zoo animal," she told Jake through tears one evening. The stress was overwhelming. Some days, she didn't want to leave the house at all. Jake became her shield. He drove her to appointments, using back roads and decoy routes. He handled the public relations disasters. He held her when the anxiety became too much to bear. "We're going to protect this baby," he promised. "And we're going to protect each other." The pregnancy progressed beautifully, despite the chaos swirling around them. Millie glowed in private moments. She talked to her belly during quiet evenings. She and Jake spent hours discussing nursery colors and middle names and which parent the baby would look like, but every public appearance became a performance smile for the cameras. Wave to the fans. Pretend the invasive questions don't hurt. How are you handling pregnancy? Will you continue acting after the baby? Are you scared about being such a young mother? Each question felt like a judgment disguised as journalism. The support system that emerged surprised everyone. Florence Pugh sent care packages full of pregnancy books and herbal teas. Zendaya called regularly with encouragement and advice. Even Taylor Swift, who had watched Millie grow up in the industry, reached out with words of wisdom about protecting what matters most. "The world will always have opinions," Taylor told her during a private phone call. "But your family is sacred. Guard it fiercely." Jon Bon Jovi and his wife became unexpected pillars of strength. They had raised children in the spotlight. They understood the unique challenges of fame mixing with family life. "Every generation thinks they invented parenthood." Jon laughed during a family dinner. "But you two have something special. Trust yourselves." Millie's own family rallied around her with fierce protectiveness. Her parents, who had guided her career since childhood, shifted their focus entirely to her well-being. Her siblings became her closest confidants, helping her prepare for motherhood while shielding her from the worst of the media attention. As her due date approached, the speculation reached fever pitch. Betting pools opened on baby names and birth dates. Paparazzi camped outside hospitals. Social media detectives analyzed every movement for clues. The violation felt complete. "They're trying to steal this moment from us," Millie said. Her voice breaking with exhaustion, Jake made a decision that would define their approach to parenthood. "We go completely dark," he announced. "No social media. No public appearances, no statements until we're ready." They disappeared from the public eye entirely. The birth, when it came, was kept completely private. Hospital security was briefed. Staff signed additional privacy agreements. Even their families were asked to surrender their phones during visits. For the first time in years, Millie experienced a major life event without the world watching. The baby arrived, healthy and perfect. In those first golden hours of parenthood, holding their child skin to skin, Jake and Millie forgot about everything except the miracle in their arms. "We did it," she whispered to Jake as they stared at their sleeping baby. "We're parents." The first photos, shared weeks later, were stunning in their intimacy. Black and white images of tiny hands and sleeping faces. No full reveals, no hospital shots. Just art, celebrating new life. The response was overwhelmingly positive. Even the harshest critics seemed moved by the beauty of the images. For a moment, the internet remembered how to celebrate instead of destroy. But parenthood under scrutiny brings unique challenges. Every parenting choice becomes public debate. Every product seen in photos gets analyzed. Every caregiver gets photographed and investigated. Millie and Jake learned to live with curtains drawn and security systems engaged. Playdates happen in private homes with extensive background checks. Grocery shopping requires decoy trips and multiple car changes. Simple walks in the park become elaborate security operations. "Is this the life we want for our child?" Millie asked Jake during a particularly invasive week of coverage. "It's the life we have," he replied. "But we can make it beautiful anyway." They're learning to set boundaries with steel determination. No photos of their child's face will be shared. Publicly, no interviews about parenting decisions. No exploitation of their family for content or profit. Their child will grow up knowing they're loved and protected, even if the world outside their door remains chaotic. The marriage has grown stronger through the challenges. Jake has proven himself as a partner who chooses family over fame every single day. Millie has learned to trust her instincts over public opinion. They're building something real in a world of performance. Late at night, when the baby sleeps between them, they whisper about the future. Maybe they'll move somewhere quieter eventually. Maybe they'll find a way to give their child a more normal childhood. Maybe the world will learn to respect their privacy. But for now, they focus on today, on feeding schedules and diaper changes, and the way their babies laugh sounds like pure joy. On building a family that values love over likes, connection over content, reality over the manufactured drama of celebrity culture. Millie Bobby Brown grew up too fast in many ways, but watching her with her baby, you see glimpses of the childhood wonder that fame tried to steal. She sings lullabies. In her British accent, she makes silly faces during diaper changes. She cries happy tears when her baby smiles for the first time. Motherhood is healing parts of her that fame had wounded. Jake documents these private moments with his phone, creating a treasure trove of memories that will never be shared with the world. These are their moments, their family, their choice. The industry keeps moving around them. New young stars emerge to face the same pressures Millie navigated. Social media continues its relentless march toward invasion of privacy. The entertainment machine keeps consuming youth and innocence, but in their quiet home, protected by love and fierce determination, a different story unfolds. A story of two people who chose each other despite the odds. A story of parents learning to shield their child from a world that feels entitled to everything. A story of finding peace in the chaos, love in the madness, hope in the darkness. This is the real story of Millie Bobby Brown and Jake Bongiovi. Not the headlines or the gossip or the speculation, but the quiet moments, the private victories, the daily choice to choose love over fame, family over followers, reality over the performance, in a world obsessed with exposure. They're learning the radical act of privacy. In an industry built on exploitation, they're building something sacred. And maybe, just maybe, they're showing us all a better way to live. The baby sleeps peacefully, unaware of the cameras outside or the headlines being written, protected by parents who learned the hard way that some things are too precious to share. Some stories are too sacred to sell. Some love is too real to perform. What do you think? Are Millie and Jake showing us a healthier approach to fame and family? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more intimate looks at the real stories behind the headlines.